Chester here. So today we'll be playing Grixis Tempo. The first question that might come to mind is why Grixis? The main reason is I wanted to play an instant speed sweeper which is only available in red. And with some testing, I found that the energy matchup gets way easier when you can wipe the board on their turn, then get your threats on the board. I've also been watching Legacy gameplay and I've seen Grixis Delver decks run this card. If you descended this turn, you can choose both the modes. The first mode is destroy a target creature or planeswalker. The second mode is destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. And this is easily met when you run 11 fetches. And this can actually 2 for 1 energy if you hit a creature plus a static prison. They usually have static prison on Nethergoyf or Psychic Frog, so you can release them from that using this card. And this is the sweeper that I've been talking about, Cinderclasm. This is really important since these blue decks are weak to Bowmasters, and this can actually clear Bowmasters at the 2 mana mode, which is mana neutral when you do that. And if you cast this with Kicker, it usually clears all the creatures for energy, which is a very good just board wipe at instant speed. And one more reason to play red is DRC. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you surveil one. You can use this to dig for what you need depending on the matchup. And this also acts as a Delver-like threat that is a 3/3 and has flying, but it attacks each combat if able. And I found that there's this weird dynamic shift in dynamic when you play red. We're playing 4 bolts here, and DRC, Psychic Frog, and Bolt. When you have these three, sometimes you can suddenly just have lethal. So for example, let's say you have a DRC and a frog on board. Then you top deck a bolt and you have a fetch on the board. That means a delirious DRC, frog, and a bolt, and the Mystic Sanctuary land can already deal 3, 6, 9, and whatever the frog's power is. So that's at minimum 10 damage on one turn. Though let's get to the mana base. We are running 19 lands here. 2 of them are tapped. We really need a lot of untapped lands. So here we have 17. And I chose to run a Blood Crypt over a basic swamp because some games really do call for fetching for turn 1 Blood Crypt, especially when you have Channeler and Nethergoyf in the hand. You have Inquisition of Kozilek, Lightning Bolt. So it really gets demanding. You don't really need to mana drain at 2 in some matchups. So it's always nice to have access to this land. For this side, we have an old favorite, Invasive Surgery. This is mostly for show and tell. It counters target sorcery spell. And if you have Delirium, this can act like a surgical extraction which can get the other copies in the graveyard, in the library, and in their hand. We're also playing another boomer card, Colagan's Command. So most graveyard hate that is being played in Timeless right now is unlicensors. That's why we're playing Colagan's Command. So in value matchups, you just bring this in and you're probably going to hit a unlicensed first. If not, The two other modes or the three other modes are relevant anyway. And we have additional sweepers, Cinderclasm, the Meat Hook Massacre. This inclusion is for when you need the life gain. Sometimes some lists run the Marionette Apprentice. So this will drain a lot of life, so you need to counteract it with the Meat Hook Massacre. And we have a couple of Disruptor Flutes for the Necro decks. I'm also testing this in the energy matchup as well, acting like a counter spell. So the idea behind it is you play it when an opponent casts an Obnix. Like for example, if they cast the Planeswalker, I don't think I have that one. Yeah, this one. Some module and energy lists run this, so you can't really counter this with a counter spell. It copies itself when cast. So the best way to counter this card is to Disruptor Flute in response, name this card. And the same is also true with Goblin Bombardment. Same is also true with Goblin Bombardment. So when they cast Bombardment, you just flute the name Bombardment. You can even flute Ajani when it flips. Just make sure to name the Planeswalker side. And in some special cases, you can get rid of Flage. Since if you're taxing this for 3, it will be hard to escape it anyway for the opponent. It will need 7 mana to be escaped. Can also hit Cotonia Nightmare. So they usually play a lot of problematic permanents with abilities on them. That's why I'm testing it out. Now that's out of the way, let's try to play some games. Opponent has no companions. Hmm, they're going first, so I don't think this is keepable. I feel like they're on show and tell. This is a bit better since the other land is not a tap land. Let's keep this. I'm going to bottom the boat. I'm all in on thinking that they are on show and tell. Play the bubble. Let's check what we're going to draw. Yeah, looks like show and tell. Another brainstorm. I don't want that. So now let's see what they're going to draw. Since I have the brainstorm, there's no need to play around them having thought seeds. I'm probably just going to brainstorm here. Then put back a frog and a watery grave. I'm going to get the watery grave. We're gonna play the Bowmasters here. Okay, they kept on top. Not sure why they are holding priority here. We're not going to play around like Veil of Summer and Show and Tell. That means, if that happens, that means they had it naturally. They used exactly one shooter spell. Now we just pass. 3, 5, 6. I think we just hold up a lot of mana here. Okay. Now they have to have like exactly show and tell and nice. So for this matchup, we don't want these removal spells. We bring in invasive surgery, spell pierce, spell snare, surgical, tutor, disruptor flutes, and now we can trim some cards. I dislike Tamiyo in this matchup. I dislike having Tamiyo for this matchup since it takes a while for her ult to go off, and it's really hard to get her to flip when you're actively looking for interaction. This hand is fine. We have Brainstorm and Inquisition. We can also go Inquisition into Tutor for Surgical. Alright, they assemble. We Tutor for Surgical. Let's do this now. Nice. GG's. I played this now since they might be playing some sort of list with counterspell or something, and there's no reason to be greedy with this one. Again, opponent doesn't have a companion, though I think this is a pretty aggressive hand. Okay, it's a Necro deck. Hmm. Do I want to play out the Channeler? I think it's worth it. If they are spending their turn to deal with the Channeler, then they're not doing a combo. Put an upkeep stop. Okay, this is weird. Hmm. At this point, I might be better off not playing any creatures at all. Hmm. I guess that's the plan. We need to counter this. I think I just need to bolt them. Okay, now I guess we would have lost anyway. If I drain, get back Lurrus. Deploy Nethergoyf. Hold up mana drain. Okay. So against this deck, we probably want Spell Snare, Spell Pierce, Surgical. Not sure about this. Unlicensed, Flute. What we don't want is Cinderclasm. I guess Tamiyo doesn't do much here. Cut some Bauble. I think I don't want the bolts. I'd rather have Collapse. They're going to play around bolt anyway. I think I Brainstorm here. Sure, I can get Mana Drain. Not two of them. Then I'll go ahead and fetch here. Because I don't want to draw into the Mana Drain. Then here, I'm going to hide the Flute. I just hold up Flute. Okay, DRS. I think I just have to Flute. Or Necro. In hindsight, I should have named the Saurian here instead of Necropotence, since Saurian can end the game immediately when Necro can't really do that. But I could have also been patient and waited a little bit more. Yep, named the wrong thing. opponent goes first. No companion, but they are at 94%. Probably a random deck. Punish. It might be show and tell. Let's look at our own library. Hmm. Okay, I think DRC is nice. We're just gonna assume they don't have it. Or maybe make them play around spell pierce. Put a stop on the upkeep. Alright. That means they probably have the combo now. Don't want that. Hmm. Let's play the Delta here. Probably just lose. Okay, let's see if they have it. Atraxa. Mm-hmm. My Mystic Sanctuary is already in the graveyard. I think we just lost here. They also have the combo. So again, we just remove the removal spells and Tamiyo. Spell Pierce, Surgery, Spell Snare, Surgical, Tutor, two Disruptor Flutes. Yep, that's it. Right, let's play first. This is a pretty good hand. We have Spell Pierce and DRC. Okay, we only have two discard spells anyway. We can spell snare a tutor if we have to. Brainstorm. Yes, we can let this go. I'm thinking about spell pierce. But I probably am using the mana for a tutor here. If I didn't have the spell snare, I might have used the spell pierce. Okay, now we just brainstorm. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I want the treasure cruise yet. So I'm just gonna use this turn to surveil. Sure. We're not going to Bowmasters into that since that leaves us stuck out. Now we're just going to Bowmasters here. They can Dark Ritual into Born into Show and Tell, but they can't. Okay, now the DRC is now online. They're actually dead unless they have. Okay, I was thinking of piercing this, but I think I'm safer holding on to it. Could pierce this. Nice. Yeah, we just send it back. This game will be harder since when we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this. We have threat, we have interaction. Let's look at our own library. Don't want the treasure cruise. We just have to find surgical, I guess. I'm going to play this now. They need to top deck a land. Oh no, they just need to top deck show and tell. Let's see if they're good. Alright, they're good. Heavily punished for that one. There was no reason to play out the Bowmasters since it had flash anyway. But if this was a frog, this was definitely the correct play. You can tap out for frog here. It's just they kind of got lucky with the top deck show and tell. But if you had frog, you definitely just jump frog there. But for this case, there was no reason to play Bowmasters, so this was definitely a punt. Probably could have played it safer. Let's play first. No companions again. Let's keep. We have a discard spell. I'm going to check my I'm going to check my library first. Bowmasters. That's usually good versus combo decks and energy, so it's going to be fine. In this case, they have the lighted halfling birthing ritual. Just going to take the ritual, but they do have the renegade rallier. Okay, since they chose to play Delighted Halfling, we should go Bolt the Bird, play the Tamiyo, because next turn we'll be looking for a way to answer the Rallier. Okay, let's attack. Let's Brainstorm. The two lands doesn't feel good. I guess I'll have to deal with the Birching Ritual. Okay, this is good. This means they don't have a land, I guess. I want them to spend the energy and then bolt the target. Okay, my turn. Let's go Sewers. Hmm. I'm going to pressure Cruise. 7. Okay, now we have to get the Inquisition here. Okay. Hmm. How do we beat that? I guess we're just going to flash in the Bowmasters then. We're just gonna get Blood Crypt. They can play the Birthing Ritual here if they want. We're gonna hope they miss on this one. Hmm. I think it's pretty important to make them lose access to another one. Guess we just play out the Psychic Frog. Okay, let's just attack here. Think I want to destroy this. I really need to keep them off the 2 mana creature so that they don't find Rallier. Alright, for this matchup, we want Massacre, Cinder, hmm, Curse, Spell Pierce, Spell Snare, maybe Surgical. We're going to be on the draw, so it'll be hard for Frog, hard for discard spells, turn a Bauble, and I guess go down a couple of Bowmasters. Yeah, I think this is it. Decent hand. I'm just gonna play out the Channeler here. Let's see if this gets swords or something. If they Bowmaster next turn, it's fine. Okay, there's the Juggernaut Peddler. Nice, we have Mana Drain. Take the hit. That right. Yeah, I guess I'm bolting this. It looks like they have a Orcish Bowmasters. Play this that. They might also be saving this for Renegade Rallier, I guess. They thought about it. They kept on top. We're just gonna let this go. Okay. You have to mana drain. I guess it's a decent time to play the Juggernaut. I think I want the mana drain. Okay. Hmm. Guess we just attack. A Bowmaster. Try to kill the specialist. Guess we need to counter this one. They can birthing ritual, I guess. Let's destroy this. Hold up, Pierce. Okay, let's see if they block. Play this out. Looks like they have a swords. Not gonna counter. They do need to find a land. I guess I'll just play this for two. I think it's greedy to just hold up mana drain there. Okay. Hmm. Alright. Looks like we lose here. And our only out here is naturally top deck a Cinderclasm, which means we need red. Alright. I think this configuration is good. Okay. I'm not sure why they play the Lighted Halfling. Is it a Yawgmoth that? Okay, that's bad for us. Molten Collapse. Yeah, I think I'll use it here as a scry. Okay. This card is really strong. Hmm. I guess we could kill this. Maybe keep the mana drain. A ritual actually saves them here. Okay, we can raise them. Don't really care about that. Can play this. Alright, that was bad. Should have just Tamiyoed. Okay, that shuts off both the Nethergoyf and hmm, guess we do this. Counter that. Sure, that's fine. Act like this. I think this is locked up. Alright, it's nice. Alright, and we're back. So what do we think of this deck? This deck is pretty good for me. Um, I'm currently 10-4 with this deck. Currently positive win rate with the Mordu matchup and even on the Boros matchup. But I've been playing this deck for a while now, and this is a cleaner version that was fixed by Novos. I was running a lot of one-offs, so I was trying Stifle over Cinderclasm. The first iteration didn't have this card, but I added discard spells because I really needed the sorceries. We only have 6 sorceries here. And the first iteration actually had only Treasure Cruise as the sorcery and the one of Molten Collapse, which made it hard to grow Nethergoyf or get Delirium. And another change is dropping frogs to 3. And this is it because we are favoring the 1 drops over running frog since Frog right now isn't that great because everyone's running Swords to Plowshares, Galvanic Discharge, or Fatal Push, which means you don't really get to use the ability much. Bowmasters is pretty much a staple. You can't really go down on Bowmasters because it's good against energy decks and it's good against the mirror. It's good against control. It's good against show and tell. And I think a lot of testing has to be done before concluding anything here. Though, I guess the key takeaways here is that the instant speed sweepers are really strong versus the energy matchup. Molten Collapse has been useful also because usually red has lacked the hard creature removal that white has. So this kind of answers that problem. I used to run a split of Unholy Heat and Lightning Bolt, but I think this change is better since you can use this as reach instead. And maybe you want post board heats here. I just don't know where you're going to put that. And this used to have Drown in the Lock, but we chose to run Molten Collapse instead. More of these and this singular Cinderclasm. But if you want to be more flexible, I guess you can run Drown in the Lock over this. But you do lose a lot more percentage points against energy if you do that. Stifle Stifle is hit or miss. It's either the greatest thing ever or it's bad. And slot are tight. You need everything to have a purpose. So this will be kind of the official list for now. If you have any card suggestions, just put it in the comments below. And I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.